A rider in Phoenix had 43,000 miles on his Honda Rebel 1100. It ran like a clock and he never missed a service. Or so he thought. Just one oil change, using the wrong oil, cost him his clutch, his transmission, and eventually his engine bearings. Total damage, just over $3,200. The mechanic asked him one question: "What oil did you use?" He showed him the bottle. It was car oil, a full synthetic, well-known brand, but the wrong product entirely. That one mistake didn't just cause one problem, it started a chain reaction that moved through 3 separate systems before the engine finally told him something was wrong. Today, we're breaking down exactly what that chain reaction looks like, what it costs at each stage, and how to stop it before it starts. Let's get into it. The mistake. Honda V-twins, the Rebel 500, the Rebel 1100, the Shadow, the Africa Twin, all use a wet clutch design. That means the engine oil and the clutch system share the same oil supply. The same fluid that lubricates your crankshaft is simultaneously bathing your clutch plates. That design is reliable, efficient, and proven across millions of miles. It has one non-negotiable requirement: the oil must be motorcycle-specific and rated for wet clutch use. Look for JASOMA or JASOMA2 on the label. The problem with car oil, even when it's premium and full synthetic, is that it contains friction modifiers. These are additives that reduce internal drag in a car engine and improve fuel economy. Every car oil on the shelf has them. It's actually a legal requirement. In a car, they do exactly what they're supposed to do. In a Honda V-twin with a wet clutch, they do something else entirely. They make the clutch plates slippery. And slippery clutch plates don't just feel different. They start a chain reaction that moves through 3 systems in sequence. Here's what that looks like. System 1. The clutch. The clutch plates in a Honda V-twin wet clutch are designed to grip under load. The friction material on those plates depends on oil that allows controlled engagement, not oil engineered to eliminate friction. When car oil enters the system, the friction modifiers coat the clutch plate surfaces and reduce the grip they were designed to maintain. It happens gradually, which is exactly what makes it dangerous. The first symptom is subtle. The clutch feels slightly different at engagement, a little softer, a little less positive. Most riders don't notice it immediately because the change is gradual enough to feel like normal variation. Then comes the slip. Under hard acceleration, the clutch can't fully transfer power to the transmission. The engine revs, but the bike doesn't accelerate at the same rate. It feels like the bike is slightly lazy off the throttle. Most riders assume it's a tuning issue or just the way the bike feels. By this point, the clutch plates are already glazing. Glazed clutch plates don't recover when you change back to the correct oil. The friction material surface is permanently altered. No amount of correct oil will unglaze what the wrong oil damaged. A full clutch pack replacement on a Honda V-twin runs between $300 and $600 in parts and labor depending on the model. If you're lucky and catch it at this stage, that'll be the extent of the damage. Problem is, most riders don't. They ride through the slip, assume it's normal, and the wrong oil keeps circulating, which brings us to the second system. System 2, the transmission. Honda V-twin transmissions share the same oil supply as the engine and clutch. The same friction modifier-laden car oil that glazed the clutch plates is now working through the transmission gears and shift forks. Transmission components are built to work with a specific type of oil. Use the wrong one and the way the gears engage under load starts to change. The transmission won't warn you. It just quietly starts wearing in ways you won't feel until the damage is already done. Riders at this stage typically notice inconsistent gear selection. Second gear becomes notchy. Neutral is harder to find at a stop. Under hard acceleration, there's an occasional false neutral. The transmission slips out of gear momentarily before re-engaging. Most riders chalk these up to the bike getting older. That's not what's happening. It's the transmission telling you the lubrication has been wrong long enough to cause measurable wear on the shift forks and gear dogs. Ignore these signs and the wear accelerates with every ride. Transmission repair on a Honda V-twin is not a roadside job. It requires engine removal on most models, a full strip down, and inspection of every gear set. Labor alone starts at $800 on the low end. Add parts, and you're looking at $1,200 to $1,800 for a transmission service that should never have been necessary. And the oil is still wrong. which means the third system is already being affected. Quick pause. If you've ever used car oil in a motorcycle, accidentally or because someone told you it was fine, drop it in the comments. You're not alone, and the number of riders who don't know the difference is the entire reason this video exists. Subscribe to The Wise Rider if this is the first time you're hearing about JASO ratings. It won't be the last time it matters. System 3. The engine bearings. This is where the damage stops being a repair bill and starts being an engine replacement conversation. The engine bearings in a Honda V-twin need oil that stays thick enough to do its job under heat and load. Car oil, particularly once it has been cycling through a motorcycle engine operating at higher RPMs and temperatures than a car engine typically sees, shears down faster than motorcycle-specific oil. Viscosity drops, and the protective film between the bearing surfaces and the crankshaft thins out. A motorcycle engine runs harder than a car engine at the same road speed. Higher RPMs, smaller oil capacity, and more heat per unit of displacement all accelerate oil degradation. Car oil was built for a car engine. It was never designed to handle what a motorcycle puts it through. Once the viscosity breaks down inside a Honda V-twin, the bearing surfaces start running with less protection than they were designed to have. Not dramatically less, just enough that every mile adds a little more wear than it should. The symptom here is a sound, a faint knock or tick at idle that disappears at higher RPMs. Easy to miss and easy to dismiss as normal engine noise. But it isn't. It's metal moving against metal with insufficient lubrication. Each cold start pushes the bearings through another cycle of insufficient protection. Each heat cycle accelerates the wear. By the time the knock becomes impossible to ignore, the bearing surfaces are damaged beyond repair. Main bearing replacement on a Honda V-twin requires a full engine teardown. Parts and labor combined run $2,000 to $3,500, depending on how far the damage has spread and which model you're riding. If the crank journals are worn through, you're into a crank replacement or engine replacement conversation. That's where the $3,200 bill in Phoenix came from. Clutch, transmission, bearings. 3 systems, 1 mistake, 1 bottle of the wrong oil. The fix. It costs about $12 more per oil change to use motorcycle-specific oil instead of car oil. That's the entire margin between a routine service and a $3,200 repair chain. Check the label before you buy. Look for JASOMA or JASOMA2. Those 2 letters confirm the oil has been tested and certified for wet clutch compatibility. Honda recommends 10W30 or 10W40 motorcycle oil for most V-twin models. Check your owner's manual for the specific viscosity your bike requires. Brands like Model, Castrol Power One, and Honda's own Pro Honda HP4S are all correctly rated and widely available. If you've already used car oil, even once, change it immediately. Don't wait for the next scheduled interval. Drain it, replace the filter, and refill with the correct motorcycle oil. If the clutch is already showing slip, a few oil changes with the correct oil may improve engagement slightly, but glazed plates don't fully recover. Have a mechanic assess the clutch before the damage progresses to the transmission. The oil you put in your Honda V-twin is the most important maintenance decision you make. Every other system in that engine depends on getting that decision right. The mechanic in Phoenix had to look that rider in the eye and tell him his $3,200 bill came down to a $40 oil change with the wrong product. But that's exactly what happened. 1 bottle, 3 systems, and 1 very expensive lesson. Don't learn it the hard way. Check your label, use the right oil, and your Honda V-twin will run for as long as you want to ride it. That's what the Wise Rider's here for. Subscribe, and we'll see you in the next one.